Do you want to know how to make better decisions? Just make small, bad decisions. Let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about Awaken the Giant by Tony Robbins. This is a great book. I have the in-depth analysis in the link below. Check it out. Every chapter has action steps and in-depth analysis that can change your life. So you want to make better decisions, right? So we all do. I think decisions shape our lives. They shape how we live. They shape how we act. They shape what we bring into our lives. So decisions play a huge role. But how you can make better decisions, and that's what Tony Robbins talks about in this book. He talks about how you can make better decisions in your life so you can live the life you want. See, decisions have a power to change your life. Think about it. A lot of times we live a long life. You might be 20 years old, 30 years old. I don't know how old you are. But look at your past 5 years and think about the decisions you made. See, there's a simple explanation Tony Robbins is talking about decisions. See, life is like a river. And you are on a canoe, right? You're in a boat, and your paddles are your decisions. And you can swerve the paddles any way you want to live the life the way you want. So decisions have the ability to shape our lives. And that's what Tony Robbins is talking about in this book. His decisions are one of the most important things you can do to live the life the way you want to live. Because it doesn't matter how you live it. If you make good decisions, you're going to have a good life. Make bad decisions, you're going to have a bad life. And that is what he talks about. See, a lot of times we have a tendency of thinking that we're going to live forever, right? When you're in your teens, you're like, I'll be dead in 10 years. I don't care. As you get older, you're like, you know what? Maybe I'll live till my 60s and 70s. And we always postpone things. We always postpone the decision making. We're like, all right, I want to start a career. Next year might be great. Oh, you know what? I want to do this. I'll do it next year. Tonight or today is not the perfect time. But never is the perfect time. Always is going to be bad time. And there's a great analogy Tony Robbins talks about. It's about life. It's like being a river. And if you think about it, so life's going to take you on a ride. Things are going to happen to you. There's things that you can control and there's things you cannot control. So it's going to take you on for a ride. And your decisions are your paddles. And they can direct your life anywhere you want. See, it's going like a river and you can use your paddles as a rudder to change the direction of your life. See, that is how decisions affect us. A decision you made 5 years ago to change your career and get a better paying job, that can change your life. So decisions play a crucial role, but what happens most of the time, and this is not me saying from a top-down approach, it's just me making those mistakes, is when you make bad decisions, it becomes a matter of your identity. And that's a very big point in this book, is don't make bad decisions a matter of identity. Make decisions, because lack of decision making is one of those things like you're just being on the river. You're not doing anything. But if you make decisions, even if they're bad ones, learn from them. Get a principle out of it. Put it in your cookie jar, just like David Goggins talks about. Put it in your cookie jar. And when the next time opportunity comes, take that out of that cookie jar. And you'll be amazed on how better your lives become, because now you have a whole treasure trove of lessons. Instead of you being a bad person, or you're always lazy, or you're just a terrible person, you just make terrible mistakes all the time. It's not a matter of your identity. It's a matter of learning opportunities. So now you know decisions play a huge role in your life, right? They are the rudders on the life we call the river. But how do decisions affect us? See, as we talked a little bit a few minutes ago, that don't make decisions, bad decisions, good decisions, a matter of identity. You learn from them. You put those lessons in the cookie jar. But the biggest thing you have to do is you got to start making small decisions. So if you're stuck, you got to make a big decision, right? You're like, okay, for example, stuck in a job and I don't like it. I want to change a career. And I want to change the career in the next 3 years. Okay, what do you want to do? I want to do A, B, and C. Now that's your vision. That is what I want to do. What can you do right now to get on that path? Make a small decision, because that's going to give you a small win. So for example, you want to do a different career, and for that you got to have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, whatever. So what can you do right now? All right, I can go and download the application and fill it out today. See, making small decisions, even if they're wrong or right, will give you the confidence. If they're wrong, you step back, you evaluate, you put that lesson in the cookie jar, and you move on with it. That's how you make better decisions, is making small decisions at a time and they accrue the compound interest. Just like good decisions accrue for good things, bad decisions compounding include to bad things. So create a vision for yourself, a vision that makes you get up in the morning, a vision that compels you to take action. See, a lot of times, whenever you want to take action, you're going to have action anxiety because taking action is uncertain. You don't know what's coming. But if you have a vision, you can keep right in front of that anxiety and just follow that vision each and every day and make small decisions each and every day. Because a lot of times what happens is when you are stuck in that rut, when you're stuck in that anxiety mode, you just want to not worry about it. So you're like, all right, I'll take it tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, you're like the day after. And that's why people don't take action, because they're always postponing. But if you have a good vision, make a decision on following that vision. Always keep that carrot right in front of you. That vision is your carrot for you to take action, consistent action. And once you have your vision, and once you've made a decision and you understand that making bad decisions is not a matter of identity, they're just a matter of learning lessons, then you can burn your boats. See, Sun Tzu talked about burning your boats, right? The best soldiers are, you take them on an island, you burn their boats. You want to come back home? Freaking take their boats, the island boats. But the problem is people get a wrong lesson out of that thing. It's a great principle. I apply it each and every day. But what most people think, like, all right, I want to do A, B, and C. I'm just going to quit my job tomorrow and do A, B, and C. See, that's not burning your boats. That's literally freaking crazy. Don't do that. Burn your boats strategically. Put deadlines on yourself. All right, I want to start a career. I'm going to give myself 1 week to get the application in and get the process started. If not, I'm going to go ahead and do A, B, and C. See, for me, I use a website called Stick. So any task that causes action anxiety for me, I'll start with Stick. I'll leave the link below. And a lot of times, I don't want to give money to the charities I hate, so I will take action. And it's amazing when you have that burn your boats mentality the correct way, how much more you can get done. Because what I was doing is I was postponing everything. And those postponing things led to one bad decision or the other. They stacked up and it was just a big disaster, big cluster. But then what I did is I start making small decisions, correcting it, continual improvement, slowly and steadily. And what that did is that made my life change, because my old assumption was one day I'm going to wake up and my life's going to change, and that's a terrible assumption. But if you take small little action each and every day, it can change your life. So burn your boats strategically. Don't be a crazy guy, quit your job tomorrow and say, I'm going to do YouTube and it's just going to take off. Don't do that. You have a job, do the best work you can. So when you do your own thing, you do the best work you can. So you want to make good decisions? Make decisions often. Don't look at bad decisions as your matter of identity, and keep on making sure that you're not stuck with that anxiety. So let's talk about the action steps Tony Robbins talks about. See, what you can do now is go ahead and start making decisions. Have a vision. Get a pen and paper. Write down your vision. This is what I want to achieve. Then what one action you can take right now. Not tonight, not tomorrow. Right now. Then create a standard for yourself. I will not tolerate me not doing A, B, and C. That's your standard. That's your anchor. And then you burn your boats. Do Stick, or get an accountability partner that will hold you accountable. Now, one thing, if I could tell anybody that has changed my life, is get an accountability partner on the areas I lack in. And once I had the correct partner where they were just not saying, oh, you didn't do this? Oh, that's okay, try next week. No, they were digging in. They're like, why didn't you do it? Why were you lazy? What happened? And when I was held accountable to somebody, it changed my life. So get an accountability partner. That will change your life. So go ahead and click on the link below. I have the in-depth analysis of Awaken the Giant, the book, and change your life. Because these principles are still taught by Tony Robbins today, because these are evergreen things. These things don't change. See, personal development doesn't change a lot. We have new science that you can add to it, but these principles are evergreen. And what I did in the in-depth analysis is I broke down each and every chapter, give you action steps just like this chapter, so you can start taking action today. Because a lot of times what happens is we'll read a book and we'll just, get a 0.2 out of it, move on with our lives. But if you actually break it down in simple terms, and with hundreds of books I've read, and you kind of connect the dots, what you'll see is you're able to take more action per book with my in-depth analysis. So check it out. I think you'll be amazed how much you can change, how much your life can change, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Have a good one.